Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Gruber Wired. I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and today we have a special guest with us, Luke Fry from Greybar.
Yes, welcome,
yes,
welcome.
Very special guest indeed. Not really. No, nothing too
Everybody
special.
that sits in that chair is special.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
In one way or another. So special that we actually had to adjust the lighting for me. It was wonderful. I felt like
Yeah, well, you know,
like a
now you don't look like you're being green screened in,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I know. Before it looked like I was being Star Trek fucking like beamed in through a call.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so how about this weather, huh? Fall is here.
107 today.
I thought it
107
was.
in fall. Here we go.
Yeah, I sent you that meme that says first day of fall in Phoenix. And what does that mean? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I thought fall was starting, especially the last 2-3 weeks. It started to kind of simmer down a little bit. We had that higher humidity from all the storms and stuff, but it was getting better. And all of a sudden, temperatures are spiking. Still a
That's
good
all
amount
right.
of moisture around, so it's just
in
sweaty.
2 days, the low in the morning is going to be 70 degrees.
Yeah,
so
won't that be nice?
Okay.
yeah, we'll be able to open our doors in the morning when we get up and just kind of enjoy it, or leave it open at night.
Hi there, Highlander. He says, glad to see Greybar in the house.
Yeah,
Hey,
Highlander.
Highlander.
Thank you very much for your support. Greatly appreciate you.
Glad to have you back. I think we missed you.
Yeah.
Well, last week he wasn't here, right?
Yeah, I think last week you may have jumped off there.
Yeah,
so.
we missed you.
Yeah, dude, and you're our number one. Or not our, you're Gruber's number one.
Number one fan.
That's what it says next to the name, at least.
Yeah, it does. It's
Hey,
got even a little crown there.
Speaking of fall, what's going on with these D-backs today? I think they just fell off the face of the earth too, right?
Yeah, well, it's like Harry called it, 6 months ago. There'll be 500 all season long, give or take, up and down. And here we are.
Yeah.
So,
Something.
yeah, after today, I think we're at 500 again.
It looks like it's some comments up there, Cass, but I can't see the whole comments to comment on there.
There we go.
Abused gas store at QT. Yeah, I know. They're referring to an incident I had when I was getting some gas earlier this week, and a gentleman decided to sling a bag at me, and it hit my gas door and broke my. I thought it was broken, but my gas door went flying off of my vehicle.
That's the username, though.
So yeah,
So, has to be somebody you know.
someone we know.
Yep. I know my D-backs, man. I'm telling you, this has been rough. But, they were sellers at the deadline, and they kept going anyway. So you got to like that. They technically still have a chance. I don't hold out hope, though. And then we're going to see what the Cardinals are made of tonight, because they were the worst 2-0 team, and then they lost.
We got this. They got this, right? Of course they do.
I don't know how much I can advocate for the Cardinals. And the reason for that is because I'm just not the biggest football fan in the world. It's crazy. I work on a football podcast, and I don't know a ton about it. I used to play it growing up. I love to play Retro Bowl on my phone, if you know what that is. That little football game, so fun. But to be honest, I haven't kept up with the actual sport itself, and
You're probably a happier person for it.
Right.
A lot of sports fans I meet tend to have quite a bit of negative feelings, just because someone somewhere at some stadium is pissing them off because they got that ball, or they got that touchdown, or the home run, or whatever.
A love-hate relationship. When you're a fan, I mean, I grew up here. Phoenix
you don't want to
Suns.
see your people fall.
No,
Of course not.
no. And no one's perfect, so it's going to happen.
But you know what is perfect? And Pete just brought this up. The owner of our company says, welcome, Greybar. Long, successful partnership. It has been with you guys.
Yes.
I mean,
And thank you, Pete.
yeah, it's been one of those symbiotic relationships, You've been a really good vendor of ours, and we've been a good supplier to you as well.
And I just recently learned earlier today just how much better of a relationship it could be, which is awesome because, like I said, kind of like within the first 10 minutes of our conversation, I had brought up that you guys are one of my top customers. you're kind of always at the forefront of my mind. You're always on my to-do list. And, whether it be checking in with either you, or, Crystal, or, maybe in some cases like Steven, it's always, one of you four is usually always on my mind, or Bob too, reaches out as well.
Get Bob in there.
I couldn't leave him out.
I think he's watching from home today.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Shableski.
Okay, I was pretty close. I thought it was Shabluski.
He's okay if you just call him Bobski.
Bobski,
yeah,
I
like
appreciate
that.
that.
Yeah.
Shableski.
Bobski. Cool.
Yeah, no, yeah. He might be watching from home today.
Well,
I
Bob,
heard
if you're
tell
watching, hello.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's been a great partnership. We don't carry everything under the sun, right?
Yeah,
so
and neither do
we have
I.
to have valuable partners that where we and where the road ends with us, it picks up there, and like you said, it's symbiotic relationship where things can really be seamless for the end user, for the end client, and we can adapt our consultative approach to include things not stocked here or carried by us.
Yeah, like
So-
say when you're reaching out to me for something like Panduit Raceway or something, but
Right.
if I've got a local customer who's, I don't know, say he got like a rodent infestation and rats chewed through a bunch of his wires. Well,
Sure.
I know these awesome dudes down here who are hand making all of their patch cables. I've seen their facility, how clean it is, and like how organized you guys are, and that
Yeah.
it goes both ways. I can supply you with like some Panduit Raceway or whatever,
100%.
but then at the same time, if I ever find someone who's in need of something like that, I'm able to get them those patch cables probably same day as long as it's a weekday.
Yep, and this industry is at the end of the day a lot like a one big family, because really your mission is to take care of the customer, and so we're always going to go out there and make sure that they're handled. And most importantly, I think, and John would agree, to have trusted partners in that process who know that they value the same things we value and put customer service above all else is definitely where we want to be.
Yeah, and just a quick example. Yesterday I was in Tucson. I went to visit your guys' location there. By the way, thank you everyone in Tucson. You guys were great. But while I was there, the sense of customer service just felt elevated. And it was a good feeling.
That makes
coming
me-
in as a
yeah.
supplier. It was a great feeling to be able to walk in there, be greeted in the way that I was, and treated in the manner that I was. It was just great. A great time.
It makes me happy to hear that there's like branches other than just my own that can be like that.
Yeah.
Because I haven't traveled around every Greybar branch. I work here in Phoenix, and I've only been to the Greybar Phoenix branch. It's the only one I've ever been to. So that is my only kind of knowledge of how things are. But like we were talking about earlier today, before the podcast, that customer service first approach is really what matters most in this industry. It's
100%.
I mean, of course, price and cost and lead times they're going to come into play, but the service quality is going to be night or day. And I've seen the difference, specifically at least with the Greybar Phoenix branch and Gruber. Because the sales rep was maybe more transactional with you guys and just, didn't talk to you guys like your people or whatever. Right. And then I started working with you guys.
Talking about.
I started working with you guys, and then I was like, wow, these guys are freaking awesome. What the heck? And it quickly kind of blossomed.
It's been great since you've been.
I feel like we've really started to kind of snowball, but in a good way.
It's
a good snowball to be building.
Follow through has been on point, and that makes our job easier too, because that means we can be that way with our customers, and rather than having to make the phone call that we're still working on it, and we can actually give them answers. So huge upgrade there.
Yeah,
that's one thing I'll say. When I call you or I send you an email, I get a quick response.
Yep.
And in this day and age, that's huge.
Right.
I mean,
we pride
attentive
ourselves
that
on
way.
that.
Yeah.
We, with our customers, they email us if we, I know for myself, even if I know it's only going to take me 5 minutes to get the answer. I'll email them, let them know I got the email.
Yeah, I'm
and
on
then
it.
I'll email back with the response.
Sure.
Because it gets you more emails. You know
one
what I mean?
thing I gotta give props to my boss, or maybe my ex-boss in a way. He got promoted, so he's another level up. So now I report to the guy that reports to him. But Corey Urich,
Yeah.
awesome guy, and he kind of drove that in very early on to me of just like respond immediately and let them know that you're on it. Let them know that you haven't, like, you're not ignoring them. You're, that you're working on it. And
For sure.
Even
I've
if
talked
you're
to
going to have
Corey a
that
few
answer
times,
in
and
10
he's
minutes,
a great guy.
Yeah, he's very, very cool, dude.
Yep.
Big fan.
Yeah, another piece of that puzzle too is being able to have local stock and value in that. And recently, Bobski and I went out to your grand opening of your new warehouse over there off of
75th.
75th, right?
75th.
And that's a huge facility. I don't know if you've seen it. I was really
I
impressed
haven't
with
seen it yet, but I've heard it is massive.
Go over there and check it out. It's eye-opening.
Yeah.
So the amount of inventory that you guys keep on hand in stock, especially for this particular region. So I imagine as large as it is, that's a regional warehouse to cover this particular region.
Pretty much, it's like, we do have the Tucson service center as well, but it's basically the Arizona, Utah, and like New Mexico. We do have, I'm sure, a couple warehouses in Utah. I don't know off the top of my head. I know we have a few in New Mexico, but we supply to those guys a lot, and then we do a lot of intercommerce with Texas as well.
Okay.
So our Stafford, Texas plant is Stafford, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, and then Joliet, Illinois. Those three are like the biggest ones that we kind of do business with at the Phoenix branch. I'd say Seattle being maybe fourth on the list.
Well, Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the United States. Maricopa County is the 4th largest county in the United States by population. And, we're growing by leaps and bounds. And data centers and the high-tech industry are really gravitating a lot toward the metro Phoenix area. So, the opportunity is definitely there. And I think it's smart to have product here. At the end of the day, it's going to move, right? People are building, and that's not going to stop.
Yeah, like you wouldn't believe. Like you said, this market is actually shooting up rather fast.
Well, with AI, they're building data centers like nothing.
Yeah. One thing I was just told, how I just told you guys earlier, how we have those meetings every Tuesday.
Right.
During one of those, I don't remember the exact manufacturer that was talking to me about it, but he said that even though the city of Tucson shut down this whole it was like a bill or something or a grant for like data centers or whatever, they're still going to be getting at least 2 massive data centers within the next year or two, something like that. They're going to be kind of doing those projects, and then I'm sure you guys have seen
there.
out near.
yeah, right.
No offense to Greybar Tucson, but the rest of Tucson.
I'm not talking about
to the rest of
Greybar.
Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm sure you guys have seen Buckeye, that Tonopah almost area
it's
where
exploded.
It was just nothing but desert. Is now just we're getting these massive buildings with supercomputers and 400,000 patch cables probably.
Right.
Yeah, the business is out there, and it's our job to help be a supply chain for that business and that industry. Which is why it's great to have these partnerships. Now, at the same time, too, people out there can go to your Greybar locations and be able to order our product,
Right.
which has been nice, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the idea of, especially what we worked out, I think 2 weeks ago. It was an order that Crystal had sent me, and then it was your customer, and then we were able to facilitate it so that he picked it up over at the Greybar warehouse. I don't know if that just worked out better for him with his route and where he lives, his job site, whatever.
Right.
But it was awesome that we were able to just make it happen in the first place.
Right. He was doing work out. Man, it was far west. I forget where it was, but that was on his way to where he was going.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
We were not in you know.
Yeah, he'd have to go.
Yeah.
He'd have to go way north first, and then come back down, and then keep going west again, or whatever.
Yeah. So it was. I was kind of paying attention to that whole scenario, and that was a great convenience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, and we've done that before. I mean, that's not the first time for sure, but it should, you know, give everybody confidence to know that we're working together and we're not afraid to, you know, think of innovative solutions or meet the customer where they're at. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
And respond to their need. So it's good stuff.
It is. The other part of this is it's fun to work together. I mean, it's fun when you see the picture there and you know there's a puzzle to put together and you go, hey, I've got some pieces. You have some pieces.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do to, you know, work together as a team.
Yeah.
And that really makes
let's
a
make
difference.
some art.
You know? I mean, it does.
Right. Well, I mean, some people have a scarcity mentality where they just think that, you know, sales are finite and that there's only so much to go around. And then there's the other type of mentality that's an abundance mentality where you know, synergy builds more. You know, when you work together with more people, it creates more opportunities. You know, and that's why I think one of the strengths of Gruber is the fact that we're not just looking at what's in our shop, but what can we do for the customer and what can we bring in if we don't make it, we don't stock it, but we can get it, you know. And that's the attitude that we have, that we want to be that resource for customers and work with partners like Greybar to just solve the issue, whatever it is, give them what they need. So, yeah,
I like that. Just the idea of, like, you're my client, tell me what you need and I'm going to get it taken care of.
Right.
Whether it's with stuff that I have right here in the warehouse, I got to source elsewhere, or I got to buy the cables and connectors and, you know, make it myself down there. Like, you guys are willing to do, you know, all three of those. And I think that's a really, really valuable service. And to anyone out there who's interested, hit up Gruber for sure. They got, I mean, amazing team here. Hit up Greybar as well. If you need some conduit, something, I got you. Got you covered.
Well, at the end of the day, and he knows this.
It's a symbiotic relationship, like you said earlier. Like, we supply each other with stuff, so we're all going up together in this nice little spiral of, like, you know, I work with you, and then you work with the customer works with me, and then bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, I call it my 3 wins, and that's I mean, 3 W's, my 3 wins. It's got to be a win for me. I'm sorry, we're in business to make money, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in business to make money. It's got to be a win for you. And then it has to be a win for the end user. They've got to be able to know the product's going to perform, work well, and the fact that they've had a very good experience throughout.
Right.
I will always question it if one of those pieces of the puzzle doesn't look correct. You know, if it doesn't look like a good fit, I will question it till we find the proper fit. That's just my philosophy.
Well, I know you do this, but you know, after every sale, and I know it's been delivered and all that, I send a thank you email, and it always says, I'm interested in hearing feedback about your experience. You know, please let me know what you thought of the product, what you thought of the service, and look forward to, you know, doing business with you again, kind of thing. And that's because I'm not afraid to hear, and, you know, are we going to be perfect every time? No, but I want to know when it's in their head that something fell short, so that we can address it and we can move forward. And that's that service mentality that, you know, if a customer feels free to share, you know, and they don't have that build up, or that maybe a suboptimal experience, and we don't know about it.
Yeah, they just remain reserved.
You don't know if you don't ask, right? So there's nothing wrong in asking.
Right.
And there's no way that,
I mean,
either, and same with Greybar, there's no way Gruber or Greybar can get better at whatever they're doing wrong if they aren't told what they're doing wrong.
Yeah, because sometimes we don't recognize it. You know, it's just one of those inherent faults that we all have. It's like, if somebody comes to me and they say they know everything, I'm turning around. Not one person could ever know everything. You know, so
every single person you'll ever cross paths with knows at least something that you don't.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, so.
Well, I just want to remind everybody while we're live here, please send us questions. You know, we're happy to answer them. If you're watching this on the restream, you can type us questions. We'll, you know, we take a look at the podcasts in the can every few weeks and try and respond to comments. But right now is your chance to ask questions.
Yeah, if you're
live,
looking for
get them answered on
juicy
the air.
details about
That's it,
the
man.
distribution industry,
All
I'm here to tell you all the spicy
the
secrets, everything that they're keeping from you.
all the nitty gritty, man.
Hey, Cass, why don't you pull up their website? We'll take a look at that briefly. You could talk us through a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, I'll explain the secret code. I'm just kidding.
Is there a secret code?
No.
But yeah, if
You're
you're
like the Da Vinci Code, but for Greybar.
No, so funnily enough, actually, with our website, a lot of people that work for Greybar, with Greybar, will agree that it's not always the most convenient. So if you type in a part number up in that search bar and you hit enter, if it thinks it's got the right part, it's just going to take you to that product page instead of just giving you the search results.
Okay.
And it is stupidly annoying. There has been a good amount of products out there that aren't on the website, but I'm able to offer.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe even ones that we have in stock locally, like at the Phoenix Service Center, but it's just not on the website. So it's part of something that comes with an industry where there's over I think 200,000 products listed for sale on Greybar's website. It's a ridiculous amount of things to offer.
Right.
So it's just one of those things that's going to come with it. But that's one thing I want to tell people is anyone that has come to this website looking for something and you can't find it, please reach out to me or your local sales rep or whatever, whomever at Greybar you have a relationship with. And it never hurts to ask because there's a lot. And just like with these guys, even if they don't stock it, they can probably get their hands on it.
Well,
it's the same deal here. If it's not immediately available on the website, it doesn't hurt to ask. I'm more than willing to go out of my way to track that down for you.
We have 60,000 part numbers, but I guarantee you there aren't 60,000 items on the website. So it's same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like the most purchase stuff is there for sure, but then always ask. It's a good rule of thumb, especially when you're in this business.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are very informative, though. If you scroll down, Cass, you'll see some other options there, services, a little bit about the company, careers. Some of your featured manufacturers are on there as well. Yeah,
I love not only the different kind of informational things that you can get from the site. It's ridiculous how much I utilize the regular Greybar website during my period as a sales trainee. I used the normal trainings that they had given me as well plenty of times, but just navigating the site itself and getting into the water and learning how to swim is really helps a lot. And there's so much that Greybar does that there's a reason their slogan is, it's literally, yep, Greybar does that. And it is that slogan for a reason, because pretty much any question that you ask me, it's going to be, yeah, Greybar does that. We can do that. There's a few people out there, few manufacturers that say have a contractual obligation with X or Y distributor or something like that, or people that don't sell to distribution and stuff like that. So of course there's gonna be certain things that I may not be able to get my hands on, or maybe it goes through one or two pairs of hands before it gets to mine, something like that. Right. But almost anything can be done with Greybar. It's ridiculous. One of my favorite features is what I've been utilizing a lot most recently is the Greybar truck delivery. It's flat rate. It's I think the most that you're going to be looking at is $50, worst case scenario. Have a Greybar truck just deliver material, and it could be a full truckload.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's just, and so it's a flat rate of, I think it's $39.
Now, how do you guys get away with doing that? Because I know that
so it has to be within a certain distance.
Some money there somewhere.
Yeah, it has to be within a certain distance and things like that. There has to be some factors that work out. But every Greybar truck delivery that I've coordinated has been less than 25 minutes probably of a drive to the customer's job site or whatever. It's usually a situation where the customer just doesn't have a truck that's capable of holding that many boxes of wire or whatever, and we're usually not filling an entire semi truck or anything. It'll just be
What's that in between?
like a Mercedes Sprinter, or maybe a little U-Haul box truck kind of thing, but Greybar branded, of course. And
Well, that's a nice service.
Yeah,
really.
coming to bring
Yeah,
the material.
yeah.
And that's what when we had that gentleman that was a customer of yours come pick up the material from the Phoenix Service Center, the initial route that I was going to go was to have a Greybar truck bring the material to you guys. But then it ended up working out better for the guy to just come to us.
Yeah.
And so things worked out wonderfully.
That's cool. Very nice. Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, how about locations? You guys are a rather large company, correct?
Yeah, it is insane. There's an online location finder. I wish I knew exactly where
there,
it
to the
was
right
like
there,
on
Cass.
this website.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. Because I use the employee kind of portal site, so things look a little different on my end.
Sure.
But yeah, if you hold control on your keyboard and you scroll down, yeah, there you go. You'll zoom out. And so it's going to pop up with like a bunch of locations. I'm not sure if there's a filter with a search radius, or if you have to type in, say, like a zip code. It says search by city, state, or zip. So if you just type in like Arizona, it'll probably show 2 dots on there. But if you type in something like California, Maryland, Texas, there's going to be a lot. California, I know we've got Fresno, we've got Union City. I'm pretty sure it's San Francisco.
But this is a convenient feature.
Yeah.
It's very nice and handy to have.
Yeah, it's wonderful. There's a ridiculous amount of locations
there. Yeah.
Yeah. I know in Texas there is at least like 10, I'm pretty sure.
Now, just a quick question, because we're in the low voltage industry. Do all your locations carry low voltage, or is it more specific to the area that you're in? So it might be we find low voltage in Phoenix, Arizona, but you might not find it, say, in Idaho, Moscow, Idaho.
I wish I could speak on behalf of just Greybar in general for at least low voltage specifically. I don't know the answer off the top of my head. I would think that in places where low voltage is going to be more popular, or there's higher demand, just a higher market, bigger market for it, they're likely going to be stocking more. I do know that in general, we tend to stock things based off of that region's demand.
Okay.
So, for example, in Arizona, you're required to have, I think it's called like an insulated throat on your couplings or your connectors in certain situations. So, like the Arizona Greybar, we have a ton of those. Like Eaton connector, Krauss-Heinz, which is an Eaton brand, connectors and stuff with the insulated throat. Where if I was, say, just searching the Greybar website, and those pop up first, by the way. If I have my zip code up in the top right where it says sign in, register, you can type in your zip code. You don't have to actually sign in or anything. You could just type in your zip code right there on that box and then hit enter. And then now whenever you search something, it's going to show up with this stuff that is stocked at your nearest Greybar location first.
Okay.
And then, kind of go further out. And then you have in your filter options on the left, my favorite one is just stocked at branch. So like if you type in, say, 85029 or whatever, which is the branch for Greybar, or the zip code for Greybar Phoenix, then on the left side, it just has a checkbox I can check where it says stocked at Phoenix Service Center. So then if I check that, every result it shows me, I automatically know is in stock. And then you click on the item and you can see how many are in stock.
Sure.
And that's completely open to the public. That's not something that only employees use. Yeah, so you've already done it. As you can see at the very top right of the website, it says your zip code is, updated to whatever it is. So now if you just search any part on there, you just type in like conduit or like, a single gang box or whatever. It's going to come up, and then on the right side, it says in stock to ship, in stock for pickup.
Okay.
So that means, the in stock for pickup means it's in stock for pickup at a location nearby to whatever your zip code is. So in this case, Phoenix Service Center. And then the ship is if there's a plant, say 2, maybe 3 states over that has it. you can, have it shipped in from there. So, for example, that second item that we see right here, this rigid aluminum conduit, says out of stock for pickup. But if you click on just the words rigid aluminum conduit right there, it's just going to give you a drop down. It doesn't take you to a new page or anything. Dang, that's so dumb. It doesn't show you. It says call for shipping and availability. It does that with some stuff. But there are other times where it'll tell you it's in stock at Stafford, Texas, or and maybe that part is actually exclusive to the employee end. Maybe it shows me that because my IP address and stuff from the company laptop or whatever. Right. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So it says right there, storage location, Phoenix Area Service Center. It's like right behind my head, but yeah. Gotcha. So you can see the Denver, Fresno, Stafford, all of that, and then you can see the number of stocks. So say you needed 15 of those. It's like, cool, I can hook you up with 10 or 11 today, right now. And then if you're able to hold off on those other 4 or 5, I'll get them shipped in for you from Denver, and then it'll be 2 to 3 days.
Or the closest, or just say I get all 15 from Stafford and bring them in.
Yeah, usually in a case like this, I'd probably, if my customer needed it same day, then I'd just get them everything I could from Phoenix same day, and then ship in whatever remainder. But if it's something that they're going to pick up next week, I'm probably just going to order it all from Stafford just to help kind of keep some stock here in Phoenix.
Nice. Hey, Highlander had a quick question there, Mark. What are you calling low voltage? In my world, in a factory, is 600 volts or less.
So, I think, I don't use the term. I call it datacom.
Yeah, data communication.
I don't ever use
low voltage in my world. I don't ever use low voltage related.
Because people associate voltage with electricity.
Yeah.
We're not in the electrical business, so I always use datacom. So I don't know what the classification is. Is it 48 volts?
I actually
do you know this?
No. So what I was going to say was I didn't know that low voltage was, at least in the way that you're using it, and maybe the way that other people have used it while talking to me, was kind of interchangeable with datacom. I didn't realize those were the same thing. I thought you were talking about some sort of power or electrical thing.
See, that's
So that's why I was telling you.
Low voltage, I do.
Yeah,
well, you do. Yeah,
that's why I was telling you.
Especially with power over Ethernet.
I almost sound dumb now because I was like, I don't know off the top of my head because I'm more of a comm data guy.
Right.
I literally said it right
I'm
there.
telling you, that's what I do.
In that case, I can answer that question a lot better. Yeah, the places where, like, say,
well, I know phantom power is 48 volts.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking it must be somewhere around that type of rating, because you use phantom power for microphones,
sure,
and phone systems. You also use phantom power for phones that are powered off the Ethernet cable. So I'm pretty sure those are all around 48.
Maybe it's if you're buying a UPS system,
for sure.
If you have to buy a UPS or like a PDU or something like that, maybe you're no longer in low voltage.
Right.
You're at least middle voltage or something.
Yeah.
But to answer your question earlier, the places where there is a higher market for datacom or low voltage, Greybar locations are going to be catering their stock more specifically towards that area.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Well, we've shot past our time.
I know. Half hour goes quick.
It does go by incredibly fast.
It's been awesome. We appreciate you being here today.
I greatly appreciate you guys having me.
We'll have to have you back again.
I would love to.
Half an hour just is never enough time. We appreciate you being here. We are here because of you. We're here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Arizona time. Happy fall, by the way. And I think in November is when the clocks change. So remember, it's always 3 Arizona time. And subscribe, share this podcast. We appreciate you being here. For now, I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson. And Luke, thank you.
Fry.
Yes.
Thank you once again.
Thank you guys for having me on. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.